Hey, I see you there, Riot. Where do you think you're going? No, 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 no. Don't you dare. Don't you, no, stop it, Riot. I'm enjoying League of Legends right now. Don't you dare trying to ruin this for me. I don't care if the game seems crazy and unbalanced. This is the chaos that I miss in my old school League of Legends. And that's pretty much what I'm going to be talking about in today's video, because I am finally enjoying League of Legends as much as I did over 5 years ago. That even though things might seem crazy, like look at on screen right now, this is a professional game. This is a professional match. It almost feels like the pros don't care, but they do. They feel that this is one of the most efficient ways of playing the game. We got support in jungle, we got 80 carry running smite in mid, Heimerdinger and Soraka, just dead champions, have been revived, and they're going bot, and just in time for Aatrox's new rework, he is now viable. This is some of the most beautiful League of Legends I have ever seen, and I don't want Riot touching this, because you're finally able, it feels freeing. You know, it goes back to that mythological post, you know, that rumor that a rioter back in like season 1 said they don't want to try to enforce the meta, and then everything since LCS started has been trying to enforce the meta, because I mean they removed lane swaps, and then after that's like, oh, supports go here, AD carries go here, junglers go here, and then all the balancing was putting a character in a role and making sure they stay in that role, and then they pretty much had to ruin supports, which we're going to touch on later. Now, one thing I feel like started this is this play. I feel like this is the play that started the reverse power creep. That really feels like it started killing League of Legends, because you used to be able to 5v1 carry. Sure, it was unfun when there was nothing you could do. You were completely helpless against the enemy team, but at the same time, now the game just feels dull. It feels boring. That reducing all the power by putting everyone in their roles and telling you exactly how to play, that takes away from a lot of the freedom. That takes away from a lot of the potential joy from the game, and that play right there, the Voyboy overpushed 2v1, just unstoppable live LCS. You know, I think Riot got scared. They're like, hey, we're trying to show we have a legitimate competitive game right here, and then that happens, and then that's where the reverse power creep started. So I saw Riot use that term when referring to supports. What does it mean? So this is just like an old forum post. Look at that, 2012. Oh, it's been going on for so long, and it's so sad, because this is kind of when it started. I remember there was either some kind of like Riot Red post a while ago, or maybe it was like during one of their, like when they used to have their podcast that was just talking about like patch notes and stuff. You know, someone would just come in, like Morello would start talking about the reverse power creep, and it was just one of the strangest things, because all of a sudden power was just being stripped from the game for no reason, and there were all of these weird reworks and changes, and you could just feel the game getting less and less fun as Riot got more and more scared of what players are capable of. Now, true, this does tend to happen with pretty much every game at some point, that the players get better, the skill cap increases, and then because of that, you have to do something to, you know, adjust the game. But there were some weird changes, like out of nowhere. No one, well, not, I wouldn't say no one, but Amumu wasn't getting a lot of play, just out of nowhere. Reverse power creep. You're not allowed to have 1-to-1 AP scaling anymore. 70% AP on your bandage toss, 80% AP on Cursed Sad Mummy. Back when Amumu had 100 AP on his Q and R, people still considered Amumu a troll pick. It was just nice to kind of splash in some AP on there, but nope, that's gotta go. Deathfire Grasp? Oh, that's way too strong. That's gotta go. What's that? You want Spell Vamp on your items? Yeah, remember when the jungle items had Spell Vamp, and then people weren't running it in the jungle because it gave so many stats, and then Riot's like, oh, you know what? You don't get to have Spell Vamp anymore. You know, unique passive returns 8% spell damage dealt to monsters. Oh, now it's just a sustain item. So that's pretty much what everything is built around. It's like, you get sustain, you get rewarded if you get put in your role, and you're not allowed to do anything else. Remember gold gen items? Like, again, gold gen items were kind of one of those things where it was frowned upon to use them, since for the most part, it was a troll pick, even though they were very gold efficient. Well, Riot's like, you know what? We can't have that Lulu mid be picking up a Cage's lucky pick or anything like that. That's gotta go. And then, remember, Philosopher's Stone, like, Nomad's Medallion was actually Philosopher's Stone. So they pretty much took these items that were supposed to be support items, and then they locked it down. They're like, all right, you don't get any more gold gen, you get all this weird minigame stuff, and this is how you're going to play right now, because all that fun stuff has been removed, and then it was pushed into other roles, and then just kind of forcing it in. So this is what they meant by reverse power creep. That's like, oh, can't have Lulu going mid, can't have a support helping in the mid lane. Well, now we got even crazier stuff going on. We got supports in the mid lane, we got jungle, oh yeah, we got supports in the jungle, you know, we got 4-3 supports just trying to power everything into one mid 80 carry. Game's nutty right now, so it seems like in their attempt to enforce a meta, Riot finally overloaded. They finally made one crucial mistake. It was already a tough balancing act. The game has been very unstable, very unenjoyable for a long time now, and in their attempt to try to actually do something to put ADCs in a further AD carry role, the system overloaded, and now everything's a mess. I'd say it's even crazier than back in like Season 1, Season 2, the old days where you could just pretty much do anything. The meta has dissolved, and I couldn't be happier right now. Like, remember when cages built into useful items like Deathfire Grasp and Will of the Ancients? That's ridiculous. That's some nutty stuff right there. Had 5 gold gen, that was too strong, had to get dropped down to 4, and then, oh, never mind, it's Frostfang now. Like, I just hated that. It feels like all the diversity, all the potential freedom in the game got took out because they wanted to make their LCS scene look all good. This game is just a beautiful abomination right now, and I'm pretty happy that Riot's balance team has proven their incompetence by being able to make the game so unstable. That, I mean, we got Faker. We have the best player to ever grace the game being forced into a Taric jungling position that mostly just kind of puts all of the gold onto a Yi that takes mid and jungle and goes for like the power clearing. That is something that no matter, like, even if you ran a computer simulation for 1,000,000 years, calculating every possible outcome in the universe of how a League of Legends game could go, it would never come up with this. Like, that is how ridiculous the meta is right now, and it's also sad to see what's happened to Faker. That, just this distraction. Now, Faker, he hit the scene, he came off too powerful. While it's great and everyone loves watching Faker just, you know, solo out teams and do all these crazy things, that was too powerful. Riot said, we can't have a player this dominant. We need to have a team-focused game if we want to make our competitive sport look legitimate. And in that, you know, Faker's been nerfed. It just, Faker doesn't feel as impactful. No one feels as impactful. Games aren't fun. They're just these, like, these over team-focused, map-focused, objective-focused kind of messes. But now, look at this. We got that jungle Braum with the Smite Kaisa, and then there's a Heimerdinger in the game, and it's supposed to be Heimerdinger Fiddles, but Fiddlestick's bot is the takeaway with a Heimerdinger bot, and then you throw in the Ziggs because Ziggs is pushed and stuff. I mean, I miss the days when every once in a while, actually, it was like 3 or 4 worlds in a row, people just pull out the AD cannon. People just run it, and every once in a while you'd see that Ziggs go bot after those changes where he just actually blew up towers before the Satchel even did things. So, I mean, this is what I love. I love that right now we are in a game state of just pure League of Legends where, for the most part, you can do almost anything and find success because the gold distribution's all over the place. Now, they did talk about this in an episode of The Dive. Wacky waving, inflatable arm flailing meta. That's like, you know what? This is creative. This is beauty. This is why I'm enjoying it so much, because the meta isn't super locked down and enforced. Riot has blown everything up in their faces, and you are now able to be creative. You're now able to find success in all kinds of crazy things, and they were even acknowledging it like, hey, being able to find the most efficient way to play the game by funneling all this gold into the jungle, that's pretty cool. Well, you know what happened last time? That was lane swaps. That was all these, like, you know, Darius going Heart of Gold and then just outscaling everything. So now we just have to ban all of the gold genning items. Oh, what's that? Lulu goes mid and just wrecks everyone because she has damage and she also, like, has supportive power. Well, now supports are lame because you're not allowed to give a support any stats. All the stats of a support are in the items. So now your goal as a support is to build support items. So Riot was like, hey, we're going to make the game more fun for supports. But then that gave the supports too much power, and then the reverse power creep just kept creeping down, creeping down. The only thing that wasn't a reverse power creep was when Riot was desperate for money, and then they released a champion that's just super overtuned, super busted, nerfed it in the ground, and then not visit it for another 5 or 6 patches or something like that. Like, that is the Riot way of doing things. That is how terrible the balance team has been. So this is our world right now, and man, I miss these days. I miss these days where it's like, you know what? Katarina used to be good and playable. A Mumu, you know, you could just run the wacky things in bot, and that's what I feel right now. Like, it's just been so centralized that, oh, fleet footwork, now it's like you have to run an 80 carry, and it's going to be ultimate sustain, and there's no way to poke it out. They've nerfed all, like, the kill lanes, but kill lanes bot, they're a core part of the game. Not allowed to have that. Not allowed to have lane swaps. Not allowed to have any money in your supports. Everything's just completely utility-based. All the numbers don't make sense anymore. But with this, the current season, you know, what is it, patch 8.12, the infamous patch, as this will now be known as, that kind of like broke the game in a way that now it works. and I'm happy. So I don't want Riot touching it. I don't want this. Riot, you stay out of my game, okay? I want you to let things take its toll. I don't want this meta guiding hand. I don't want you to tell us how to play our game anymore, okay? I want you to just kind of go away and leave the game fun. And those are my thoughts, because I'm enjoying League for the first time in a long time. That a lot of other players, they've been just, like, it's weird. It's weird how right before this patch, there was just a massive amount of, like, all these old YouTubers. They kind of blew up on League of Legends, and then they started making rant videos like, why I don't play League of Legends anymore, why League of Legends sucks, why I find League of Legends boring, why I quit League of Legends. You know, we have all of these videos that kind of came out from all these popular, like, ex-League of Legends players, and then the game suddenly becomes like that classic time when people were enjoying it. They, you know, one of the big complaints is, hey, I miss being able to run all these gimmick things and do it for a video, because Riot has just centralized everything. They've put everyone in their roles. They've made this weird power creep. They've made the game too advanced. I think that was one of the other games, or one of the other complaints, where it's like, it's just too complicated right now. But that's because they want to make their competitive scene look good, and as a result, their competitive scene is actually not doing as good as it used to. It's not enjoyable to just watch these team-focused mashes of whatever, and then one snowballing team fight ends the game. It's like, I miss where that carry player could actually come back and win the game. Sure, that doesn't feel fun. It's like you have an advantage, and then that advantage gets blown, but you don't see these 10, 15,000 gold deficit games where people come back just off of their pure skill. The game suppresses you. Everything holds you back. And now you're free to do what you want. Except some champions, they're still nerfed in the ground and completely unusable in this state. So I like, one thing I've been wanting is I just want Season 2 game mode. Just go old school RuneScape on this. Give us that Season 2 game mode. I might just do a separate video on that, because people are complaining like, oh, yeah, let's split the player base. Well, I mean, that's what happened with RuneScape. People were only playing RuneScape 3 because they just kind of felt attached to it. I'm the same with League of Legends. That, you know, the only reason I'm playing League of Legends right now is because I find it fun again. The only reason I'd hop on for a game or two a month, maybe every 2 months, because me and my friends were too bored to do anything else. You're not going to be losing that player base by getting all the people that want this game mode to switch over. And now old school RuneScape is more popular than RuneScape 3 because that was just something better that they had to begin with. So it's like, yeah, you're splitting up a dead player base. Good. Queue time's already bad. Well, that's because the game is bad right now, and queue times would be better on an old school, like on a Season 2 server or something like that. So that's kind of what I miss. That's my little talk about it. That's what I love about the current format. You look at something like this, might be time to get back into League of Legends. Things are fun again. So guys, enjoy the video. Hope you all have a nice day. Thank you very much for watching.